Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Guys, I'm going to explain again the question of logarithmic function. The question is find the domain. This is the question. Find the domain. Find the domain of fx is equal to log 10 base 10 log 2 log 2 by pi tan inverse x inverse. This is the question, right? And we have to find the domain of this question, right? If you see here, fx is equal to log base 10 log 2 by pi tan inverse x, tan inverse, right? And what is the domain? So if you see here, just think this one, this is what? The whole things. Means you can understand this log base 10x, okay? So log base 10x. So you know, if you have y is equal to log base 10x. So what is the domain of this one? So for this one, x must be what? Greater than 0, right? I told you this one in my previous lecture, right? So for y is equal to log base 10x is defined when x is greater than 0. So here we will solve this question using this condition, right? So this is your x. For a while you should understand this is x. So I'm going to write down this one. So log base 2 log 2 by pi tan inverse x and the whole power is minus 1, right? This one must be greater than 0, okay? And now for this one, forget about this one, just think about this one. Now this is the question of what? Log base 2x. Consider here this is x, okay? So I said to you, if you have a log, okay, if you have log base 2x, how will you draw the graph? Base is greater than 2, your graph is something like this one. Very important. Here you have 2 points, A, you have B. This one is always 1, 0. This is always when x reach to 2, then you can say this is 1. So you can say 2, 1, right? Here, whatever the value of x, right? And here this x, this one x. What value of x? You can put x greater than 0, right? But I want log 2x greater than 0, okay? Because log has negative value also, right? If the value of x is greater than 0 but less than 1, log is negative. I don't want the negative values. Log 2x, I want positive value. Greater than 0 means positive value. So here you can see, so log 2x, if x is what? Greater than 1, for example here, x is greater than 1, then we can say log 2x is always greater than 1, greater than 0, right? You can see here, positive values, right? If x is greater than 1, if you are here, then fx is always, the function is always positive. So we want the positive values x. So we have to make this condition, x is greater than 1. So what is x here? You can say log 2 by pi tan inverse x and the whole power is what? Minus 1 must be what? Greater than 1, right? See, this is very important now. So log 2 by pi tan inverse x and the whole power is minus 1 must be greater than 1, right? So here I'm going to erase this part for a while, okay? Okay. So if you see this one, now again you have just consider that this part is x, right? Okay, this part is x. But here in this case, the case is different, right? Because the base is here 2 by pi. Very important question, right? Here the base is 2 over pi. 2 over pi 2 and pi is 3.4 something, right? So when you divide it, the base is what? Greater than 0 but less than 1. So the graph, if you remember, I said to you, if you have log base ax, where a is what? Less than, greater than 0 but less than 1. So the graph is always like this way. Always the graph will be something like this, yes or no? Always. So you can say we have already one point which is common, 1, 0, okay? And remember, when x reach to a, right? And a is here what? From 0 to 1. So this is your 1 and this is your 0, right? So a will be here, right? Here. So if a is here, so you can say we have another point here, which is what? 1. So here is a and this is what? 1, right? A may be anything. So here you can say, I want this value, right? This value, log base 2 by pi. X means tan inverse x and the power is minus 1 must be greater than 1. Means this log I want greater than 1. Here, dear, what is the condition if you see? If you are from 0 to a, then your value is always greater than 1, right? And if you are from a to 1, your answer is always what? From 0 to 1. And if you are greater than 1, then your answer is always negative, right? So I want greater than 1. So you can say what is the condition here? If x is what? X is greater than 0 but less than what? A. This is your a, right? So 0 to a. Then you can say at this case, the graph is always greater than 1, okay? So here we can say tan of inverse x. This is your x, right? This is your x, right? So tan inverse x and the whole power is what? Minus 1. This one must be what? Greater than 0 and less than what? A. And what is a here? 2 by pi. So this is what? 2 over pi. Okay. So now we will consider this one. 0 tan inverse x the whole power minus 1 less than 2 by pi. Okay. So this question can be written as here this is 0 and this is what? Tan inverse power 1. It can be written as 1 divided by tan inverse x, right? Tan inverse x, and this is what? 2 by pi. See, now you can say if this is divided by 1, I'm going to make the reciprocal. So remember, when you make the reciprocal of this one, the sign of inequality changes, right? So this will be 1 by 0. This will be this side, and this is what? 1 by 0. This is tan inverse x, and this is sign of inequality changes. This is pi over 2. So you can say 1 over 0 means infinity. So this is what? Tan inverse x, and this is what? Pi by 2. So you can say, or you can say tan inverse x. Tan inverse x is what? Greater than what? Pi by 2 and less than what? Infinity, right? So here so if this value is from pi by 2, whatever the value of x is, I put it here, and we have a value from pi by 2 to positive infinity. Guys, I want to tell you something about if you know y is equal to tan inverse x. Okay, y is equal to tan inverse x. Y is equal to tan inverse x. The graph is always, okay, this is what? Pi by 2 and this is what? Minus pi by 2. The graph is always like this way. This is the graph of tan inverse x. Okay, it means tan inverse x, the value of the tan inverse x is always minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Means you must know about this one, that tan inverse x must be what? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Always, whatever the value of x you just plug in here, you have from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Here the case is different. See, here this tan inverse x is what? Less than pi by 2 and greater than pi by 2. Means our value is this side. Look, above the pi by 2 and less than positive infinity, right? So this is what? This is wrong, okay? This is impossible, so no domain here, okay? So no domain, no domain. You can say phi, okay? No domain here. Because if you put any value, it must be what? From pi by 2 to tan inverse x. Tan inverse x is always from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So here you will get this value, but actually the value is here, right? Your value is coming from this side, right? Whatever the value of x you will give, it's always here. If my value is here, it means the graph does not exist, because tan inverse x is always minus pi to pi by 2. So the domain of this function is no domain. There is no domain. You can say phi. I hope you guys understand. If you have a problem, just write down the comment. Whenever we have a time, I will reply you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.